Good morning, good morning. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? Just getting started here. Setting up all these things. Sound effects is good. Sound effects.
Hello?
Sound effects, mic check. Audio's good. I have some lint on my shirt. Get all the fuzzies off. Is the XT33 good? Hell yeah, man. The XT30 is great. Can I get a mic check real quick? Mic check 1, 2, 3. How do I sound? Michael P. Libby, what's up, buddy? Hey, good morning. How are things going? Working on some picture I took last night for a birthday party. Nice, man. Nice. You stay editing, bro. You're the only person I see in here, Michael, and I appreciate you, that's actually editing, like, consistently. How long have you been photographing, man? Photographing and editing. Because that's one of the like probably the number one or number two thing that I tell new people when they're just getting started. I'm like, you guys got to be out there every day. You guys got to be out there taking photos and editing every single day if you want to get better, you know? It's a good way to find out what it is that you like, you know? A great way to find out what you like. Any chance you can check out my... Yeah, for sure. Where is your link? Send me a link. For sure, Michael. Which camera lens should I get for like an all-rounder for the A7 IV? 24 to 70, man. 24 to 70 is the best. Yeah, send me a link and I'll look it up. Happy to do that for you. Instagram, TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? What's going on? Good morning, good morning. What is everybody up to today? Canva. Who is Chaser? Good morning, buddy. Good morning. I'll get my YouTube channel up here. So for those of you guys that are just joining and you're brand new here, the way that this works is if you have any camera questions, let me know and we'll try to get it answered for you. Right now, there's not a lot of people in the chat. So you have a good chance of getting your question answered directly. So send them my way. On TikTok, it gets a little crazy, you know, it gets like, what is it? People, I sent a link. I hope you see it. I don't know. Where's the link at? Where'd you send the link? I was thinking of using my Canon Sony. I was thinking of using my Canon Sony as a webcam. What are your thoughts? What's a Canon Sony? I use my cameras as webcams all the time. Where did you send the link, buddy? On Instagram? Or on TikTok? Yeah, send it to me on Instagram. Send it to me on Instagram and I'll check it there. It probably won't let people send links on chat. I don't see a link in my chat. But I will eventually, so this is good. So yeah, happy to take a look at your stuff. I will eventually only be offering reviews to channel members. But that'll be later, you know. I'll start because I want people that are serious, that don't want to waste people's time to get like reviews. So the reviews are going to be like portfolio reviews, website reviews, channel reviews if you have you know, stuff like that. I sent it in chat. It might got deleted. There you go. Got it. Instagram user. Where's the message at? I saw the notification, but it didn't. There we go. Boom. Got it. Yeah, send the link through here. I'm looking at your message right now. Is this the profile you want me to check out, Michael? I think I said it wrong. My bad. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Yeah, I use my cameras as webcams all the time. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. This is 2 cameras right here that I'm currently using. So you want me to, Michael, you want me to check out your Instagram? Yeah, I've checked out your stuff. I've checked out your stuff. It's pretty decent, bro. Everybody hanging out in the chat right now, this is Michael P. Libby Instagram account. We're just doing a quick little overview of his photos and his work. He's over on YouTube right now, and in the future what I'm going to be doing is going to be doing channel reviews, portfolio reviews for channel members. I got you, Michael P. Libby. Canon EOS Rebel T6. See if it works. 23mm or 35mm for long term. I like it depends on the camera lensvation. So let's just tap into here. Check out some of these. A little tight on these. I like these. I don't love your watermark on Instagram. Don't love your watermark. These are cool. Yeah, I would get rid of the watermark, Michael. Watermarks are they're not needed anymore unless you're public, unless it's publication. Anything online is not going to need a watermark, and I think it ruins the photo. The girl is the president of, oh, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. You got to meet the president? Yeah, so on digital, like if you do any kind of digital kind of stuff, your tag, what is it called? Your watermark is not necessary. And I think it looks tacky. 2, the chances of people stealing your photo and profiting off of it is very low. In publication, like if you're taking your photos to print, like a physical print of it, it's important there. But in digital, it's not really needed. I have a lot of shots like this, but like this too. These are cool. I like the photos with the people in it. XS20 or XM5? I think I like the XM5. Oh, this is the president right here. That's pretty cool. It would have been cool if you would have got some photos of her facing the camera. I know that it's probably tough. I had a similar situation where I had a chance to photograph the governor of the state where I live, and he moved so fast. He gave his speech, and I stood right in front where he was going to exit the stage, but he moved so fast, and it was so dark that I didn't get a good shot of him. I was like, fuck. And he wasn't taking pictures that day. He was like on the move or something. What camera are you using, Michael? Greatness of Africa. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. For those of you guys just joining over on YouTube, we're taking a look at this account real quick by request. Ooh, look at this. This is sick. I like this a lot. This one's cool. I would also, Michael, optimize your photos for the platform that you're posting on. So Instagram only, it optimizes photos that are in the, what is it, the 3x4 and the 1x1. So that's something that I would, hey, can you attract clientele to start? Shara Nicole, hey, how can we attract clientele to start? Oh, depends on the niche, really, but the way that I do it is by building a portfolio. So the first thing that you have to do is have a dedicated portfolio for your work. Shara Nicole, that's a great question. I like these, and this one so far is my favorite right here. I'm going to give this one a like. This one's very good. I also like this one too. This one is a little flat. It's still a cool picture. Yeah, I was standing there and didn't know she was going to, but I saw the moment had. Oh yeah, you have to get it. You have to get it. You know, after we review photos is when we realize, like, this is kind of cool. Kind of a cool edit. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this guy right here. This is also very cool. Even the foreground is nice and subtle too. It gives the photo a lot of dimension, just a little bit of foreground. Yeah, I would edit these to be optimized for the platform that you're posting on. That's like a really common thing that I tell people that are just getting started, but that want to post across different platforms. Optimize the photo for the platform that you're posting on. Shara Nicole, you're welcome, Shara. You are welcome. Let's see. I like these animal ones. I like the dark ones, the ones where there's a lot more like dynamic range. The ones where they're like super bright, like these are not my favorite. The subject is very cool, but I would probably, and that's just your editing. It seems like you like a really natural look, straight out of camera look, which is totally cool. But if I had to choose, I like the ones that have a little bit like this right here. Yeah, I like a lot of these. Ooh, look at this. This is cool. I wish there was a more interesting subject here in the center here. Like the light rays that you captured are really cool. If there was like an animal or somebody working in the field right here, or a subject, something, you know, a horse, a cow, a goat, you know, that'd be really cool. The photo itself is pretty nice though. Best tips for newbie here. I got the equipment, but not the skills. You got to get the skills to pay the bills, Steven. Just keep working on it, man. Best tips for a newbie is go out every single day. I just said that earlier. Like the number one, maybe the number two thing that I tell people that when they're just getting started is to find a camera bag that you're comfortable with and take your camera with you everywhere. And in addition to taking your camera everywhere, take it out everywhere. So like on a daily basis, make an effort to pull out your camera and shoot with it, and then take those photos back and edit them regularly. Just do it, you know. This one's cool. Yeah, this one's cool. I wish that this wasn't right here. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, you see how this lighting is like super flat? It's like really harsh. It's still a cool subject, but the photo itself, like just looking at them. Hey, look at this guy. Yeah, that picture was the sun rays, a nice subject for it. That picture was taken from my driveway looking. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Good stuff, Michael. Yeah, I like your animal stuff. It's a mixture of things. For sure. Is this your personal account, or is this the account that you send to people when you're trying to get hired? Yeah, very cool. Good shit, y'all. Good shit. Let me go back to my account. My account is just a mixture of a mishmash of stuff, you know, just a mishmash. How long is the queue? We're not really doing photo reviews. Who is that? Stay Geekin'. We're just Michael asked me for a favor, and I over on YouTube. But when I do portfolio reviews, they are going to be reserved for channel members over on the YouTube channel. I have a Sony a7 III. My friend told me to get a flash and noticed I mess with the ISO. Yeah, a flash should be good. A flash is good if you're taking photos in like dark environments and stuff. I don't have a flash yet, so I knew something was wrong. Oh, yeah. Every once in a while, I'll do a review if I'm in the mood. But Julia, what's up, Julia? Seth, what up, Seth? Just in the car on the way back from plane spotting. Nice, Seth. Did you get anything? Did your new camera come in? This was more my personal account, but slowly posting more of my work on there as well. I post most of my work on Facebook. Yeah, what I was saying and why I was asking, Michael, is that if you're sending that account to people, I would create another account that is dedicated for the type of work that you want to get paid for. So if you want to get paid for like events, parties, event coverage, stuff like that, make a photo, and I would separate the animal photos and the personal family photos from the type of work that you want to get paid for. And then when people ask you like, hey, can you send me your stuff? Can I see the kind of work that you do? You can send them to the professional page that has this type. And then if you want, create a third page, because they're free accounts to create, right? And you're not doing a lot of managing. You're just uploading and maintaining, really. It's not necessarily managing. And then if you need to get hired by somebody that's like a nature photographer or some sort of conservation or some sort of zoo, you can send them, instead of sending them to the portrait account, you send them the one where you highlight the animals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So having that separation is it is a lot more work. It's a lot more like startup, like time and effort. But once you have it set up, then you just kind of share it amongst the people that it's relevant to, you know? Choopy Rupee, should I buy a Fuji X100F instead of the XV? I heard the sensor is the same. I would buy the nicest camera that you can afford. What's the difference between the X100F and the V? I own the X100VI, but I don't know the major difference between the X100F or the 4. How much of a price difference is it? If it's like a several $100s cheaper, I would just buy what you can afford. But if you can afford the nicer, the newer one, I would get that one. Which site would you recommend for wildlife photography? If you guys are just getting started, a good dedicated Instagram account is just fine, you know. And then once you get a little bit, you know, you have the funds, you have the resources, I would get a .com. I would get a website. Okay, yeah, I have thought about doing that. I have already tried to post less wildlife on Facebook and just no. So that's the thing, is like it's you make an account because I don't want you to stop posting. You know what I mean? I just need you to stop posting if you want to. And this is for if you want to get booked for those kind of jobs, right? You just need to keep posting, but posting it to the right account. You know what I mean? And chances are that because you take so many photos and edit so much, you probably have enough of a library to build out a really strong portfolio with your stuff that you already have. You know what I mean? And like one of the reasons why I really like keeping all of my photos forever, even the ones that aren't keepers, is because in year one of my photography journey, I wasn't very good. None of us are really, unless you know unless you're very talented. But most of us, you know, aren't very good at the beginning. So our photo taking skills are lacking, and our editing skills are also lacking. So what I like to do is I keep all of my photos, because in year 5, in year 6, I go back to those photos that I took in year 1. And now I have a little bit more experience with composition, a little bit more experience with editing, a better eye for what I like. My tastes change over the years of the kind of edits that I do. So I'll go back and like pull up old raw files and re-edit them again just for fun. I do that on live. I was doing that before. Just every once in a while. Like this picture right here, this photo was taken in, actually I re-edited last year in 2025, but I took this picture in like 2020 and I just re-edited it again and reposted it. Same with this photo right here. The original photo, this photo was taken in like 2021, and I re-edited it again in 2025, just with a different bit of style. So it's just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. I'm gonna post some of the photos I got for my photography page. Nice. Peppy Ropey, the X100F is way cheaper. Nearly $1,000 cheaper. Yeah, I mean, if it's $1,000 cheaper, I would check out the X100F. Just understand, Chippy Ropey, that you are buying a much older camera, so there are going to be some other differences. And if you're okay with that, you know, just like kind of like make your peace with it. Like, you are choosing to buy a lesser, older camera, and if you're okay with that, then do it. Then do it. $1,000 is a big jump. Let me look that up actually. Fuji X100F. X100F. Wow, it's still so expensive. Well, then again, dude, the X100V is like crazy expensive. So that $1,000 is probably artificial, yeah. Yeah, it's like $800 cheaper. $700. How much is my camera? $2,200. Wow. Yeah, I have that camera. Whoops. Whoopsie. We have to turn on this bad boy. Yeah, I have the this is the 6. The X106. This is the camera that I take out when I want to like just you know, not really think about anything just besides photography, you know. These cameras are very, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm gonna switch out this though. I don't like this orange color. I wish they had different colors of these for like accents and stuff. Yeah, Fuji's a very cool camera. This brand reached out to me again for another product. They have another tube light that they're gonna send me. I fucking love tube lights. Love tube lights. They're so cool. They're very, very useful. I ordered my tripod finally. God damn. T-Sun. Let's see. Hey, thanks very much for checking out my work. I got you, Michael. Thanks for submitting it, man. T-Sun. Congratulations. You got a new camera, dude. You got an XT50. Good for you. So much to learn, but I'm willing to learn. Yeah, it just takes time. Sony A6700. That is a camera, yes. I'm thinking of getting a used A6000. What lens should I get with it? Depends on what you're doing with it, Rio. It's 40% off right now. Nice. I want to try out Fuji style, so I went compact. Fuji X series. I love the Chrome Sim. I like the Reala Ace. Chrome Sim? I don't think I've ever tried Chrome Sim on my... Is that a film roll camera? No, that's a digital camera. But is the R50V good for photos, or it's mainly video? It's mainly videos, but it does take great photos. It just doesn't have a viewfinder. So if you're like a purist photographer, you kind of really like the the viewfinder. Running DaVinci in the MacBook Air with 8 gig. Okay. Have you tried it, Abby? I would try it. Billy Blay, just asking if the Canon 24-70 is compatible for my R50. Which 24-70? Is it the EF or the RF? It needs to be the RF, Billy Blay. The EF is also compatible, but you need a converter. Choopy Rupee, thank you, Choopy Rupee. Have a good one. Is Canon 7D Mark II a good aviation, specifically air shows? You need a good lens for that. Doesn't matter the kind of photography that you do. What the camera really. Generally speaking, it doesn't. But what you need is a good lens. You need like a 100 to 500. Yeah, I'm getting the R50. My alarm's going off. EF, sir, thank you. Yeah, you're gonna need this, Billy Blay. You're gonna need what's called a EF to RF adapter. You're gonna need this. Without this, that lens is not gonna work. What this does is it turns your EF lens that you're gonna buy into an RF mount, but you need this. Billy Blay, thank you for the follow. Rishab Hussein, what's up, Rishab? Hey, YouTube, what up, YouTube? How are you? 5 viewers. Welcome to the chat, YouTube. Sir, can you tell me a camera under $1,200 for videography? There's a lot. $1,200 is pretty decent. I would probably get like an R50V or a Sony ZV-E10 II. That's about $1,200. Hey, thoughts on the Pocket 3 Extra Muse? I like the Pocket 3 and Extra Muse. I'm from the ZV-E10. Want to upgrade to the A7 IV. What's the best lens for wedding and video? 24 to 70. Manny Escalante, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What phone would you suggest me for pics and video? Budget $2,000. A phone? Just get a flagship phone. Raul, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, just get a flagship phone. I don't really focus too much on cell phone mobile photography. I'm actually going to be making a YouTube video. I might make it this weekend. I do have a lot of editing to do today. For those of you guys joining over on the YouTube lands, the way this works is I try to answer as many questions as I can about your camera that you want to purchase. Just let me know what camera you're thinking about buying, your budget, and your the purpose. What are you going to be shooting with it? Is the Sony A9 II a good starter kit? I think I might get the 28 to 70 f2 lens. Is that a good combo? Yeah, try it out. The A9, it might be a little bit older now. What is the A9 at? Or is it the A? What's the latest A9? Oh, it's the A9 III that they're at. What's the A9 II at? Wow, the A9 II is still expensive. Yeah, this is still an expensive camera. 20 FPS, blackout free. Yeah, this is a pro camera. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, broski. MS Photography, this guy. What up, bro? Yeah, man, your stream looked clean, man. It looked nice. It looked nice. What's your YouTube channel? You can find my YouTube channel in my link in bio. You guys get to my link in bio by hitting my profile picture, right? Like my profile picture right up here. And then it's the first link in the bio. And then here you have my YouTube channel, my Amazon Select store, my media kit. The media kit is for brands if they're interested in knowing my analytics. TikTok, Instagram, website, all this stuff. Appreciate you so much for joining too. No problem, bro. MS Photography, guys, for those guys that are just in TikTok and YouTube, last night He was asking, they were asking some general questions about their stream. After I ended my stream, I saw that he was live, which is like very rare. A lot of people that are asking about general questions aren't actually yet doing the thing. So actually seeing somebody that asked me a question was actually live, I was able to give them real-time feedback. The feedback that I had was critical about, or I provided criticism about, was that his lighting, in my opinion, was a little flat. It was a little direct. And that usually just happens because your light is in the same direction of your camera. So whenever you want a little bit more like thematic or like cinematic lighting, you have to have your light on the opposite side of your camera. Right now, I'm using a lot of window light, and then I'm using some background light to kind of add some accents to it. But as soon as he switched over his lighting from directly in front of the camera like this, which will cause a really flat look, he moved it over to this side, and it cast a nice shadow on this side to give his face and his room a lot more dimension, which I think improved the look. But everybody's style is a little different, you know? Everybody's style is a little different. So what are you doing this weekend? I will be editing pictures because I want to finish them by Monday. So I have, for my full-time job, I'm going to be posting a video for them and then adding some ad dollars behind it. And then I'm going to be editing a YouTube video. I'm going to be importing all of it. Editing a YouTube video that I've been planning. I want to get it out by Monday. I think I'll get it out for the weekend. And then I have some content to make this weekend for a couple of products that got sent to me. So I'm going to be making content, going live, and just another weekend of content creation, you know? That's pretty much it, man. Yes, oh my God, dude, it was so helpful. I got you, man. I got you. Real-time feedback is like pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I wish, man, one of the reasons MS Photography, I'm not going to lie to you, man. One of the reasons why I started doing this kind of stuff, like going live and offering my time to like try to answer as many questions as possible and give my opinion about things, is because when I first got started 6 years ago, I wish that there was somebody that was available that could answer my specific question for my use case. You know, somebody to take the time out of their day to like give me direct feedback. And I think that there is some value in that. Looks like you have a full weekend. Yeah. I want to make a YouTube video this weekend, and it's going to be, I don't want to say it's controversial, but the title of it is going to be how to make a video even if you're poor. And basically, I'm going to be making a YouTube video about how to make a video for people that don't have a lot of funds. So using a cell phone, using window light, or using cheap equipment, cheap mics and stuff. But the title of it, I think, is it might be a little triggering, you know. Maybe triggering is not the right word. It might be a little, I don't know. I think it'll stop the scroll. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it. Let's see. I have a hectic coming up, 5 jobs in 7 days time. You got to stay busy, bro. You got to stay busy. Should I get the Canon R50V or the 64? They're about the same price. They're the same price, really? I would get the Canon. You did so well without anyone. YouTube University, MS Photography. YouTube University, man. YouTube University, and 5-6 years of a lot of trial and error. $1,000 for a used camera body. What are you looking at? Madrid is yellow. What camera are you currently looking at? 24, 28 in my opinion. Nice. I like that type of video because there are many people that can't afford expense. Yeah, exactly. And I'm more focused on the title. I think the title will be like pretty controversial. I'm looking for the right word, but it'll be like, you know, people are like, I'm poor, or I'm not poor. Or something like that, you know. Some people might take to it, some people might like resonate with it, and some people might be offended. Regardless, both of those groups of people will stop by and see it. And I'll try my best to create a nice looking video with just a cell phone, cheap light. Maybe actually a product got sent to me. This is a little bicolor light from Newer. This is probably like $20. Let's find out actually. Let's see. Let's find out how much it is, because maybe I could incorporate that into my video. Newer N96. Is this it? I think this is it. Oh, here it is. $16.99. $16.99. So this little light got sent to me by this brand. I think it's the same light. Maybe I can open it. Can I open it? What do you think, guys? We'll do a quick little unboxing. Oh, let me record this actually, because then I could use this for later. Is this a little dark, you guys? Probably a little dark, right? There we go, a little bit more light. Did my camera move? Just looks a little cluttered, I guess. And record. Want to hit record on this. Yeah, it's just a cheapy little light. Oh, it's this one with a little scroll wheel. Oh, look at this. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just a budget little light. Yep, not much to it. What does this do? Is that the brightness? Oh, this changes. So you touch it and it changes the cool. There we go. So it goes by a touch. Very simple. You touch it once and it changes the brightness. Wow, look at this. And then you touch it again and it changes the temperature, I think. Yeah. So this is actually not too shabby. Not too shabby. That shit is bright. Let's go up. Let's make it cool. Yeah, so this little cheap light will be part of that video. Not too bad. It's just a bicolor light, so nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. That wasn't that light. My light looks like this one. $15.99. Cool. N96, $15.99. Comes with a little mount, thread holes, a cold shoe adapter, and a cable. Simple. Simple. That's pretty much all you need. A cell phone, a decent light, a light source, and a mic. A mic is very important. Go that way. So that'll be featured in my video. Ever tried Fuji? I have, Jess. I have. I own a Fuji. My setup from OBS to TikTok Studio starts to lag with my Sony. Why is that? You might have a computer that isn't powerful enough to run everything. TikTok Studio uses a lot of resources, unfortunately. I am in fact poor. MS Photography, you know you have an A7 an A7 IV, right? I'm also poor, bro. I'm also poor. Clickbait. Exactly. How to film a video even if you're poor. That's going to be the title of the video. American dollars make me things are cheaper than they really are. No, they cost about the same. What is less is like the earning potential of people across like different economies, right? So like for me with my salary, like I have a pretty decent salary for my full-time job, but I also have a bunch of little sources that come in like $100 here, $200 there, $40 here, that kind of like after a while they start to add up. But it took me a long time to get to a comfortable spot. I probably shouldn't say this on live, but I did go to an interview yesterday. I didn't go. I did a telephone interview for another job. But I'm always interviewing though, always interviewing. Madrid is yellow. Looking for a really nice APS-C or a value for money for full frame. I mean, and Madrid is yellow. What camera have you looked at specifically? Because you did say your budget, right? $1,000. An A7 III would be really nice. A Canon R50 is way under $1,000. That's a crop sensor. ZVE, an A6400, I think is close to there. Those are crop sensors. Yeah. We all got our own story, Michael P. Libby. We all got our own little story, you know? Why my camera blank all of a sudden while I'm shooting? I don't know. I have no idea. Etinda, what up, man? With this hobby and the amount spent, eating is my hobby. Cam gear is a necessity. This month, I've said it a couple times on stream. This month, I am on rice and beans. I'm eating rice and beans. No ramen because of the sodium, but I am on rice and beans this month. Is lifestyle photography in demand right now? Probably. It depends on the brand. It depends on who's paying you. My setup from OBS and TikTok starts to lag. Yeah, I think that's a hardware issue. Etenda, your PC may not be up to spec. It could be, but again, TikTok Live Studio uses a lot of resources. This all takes a lot of resources. Like it struggles. So what I do is I check my Control Alt Delete whenever I'm like trying out a new PC. One of the things that I do is I check my performances of my actual camera to see, like, I have 96 gigs of RAM space, and right now with everything that I'm doing, I'm using 30% of it. For CPU, I'm using 13% of my CPU, and then my GPU is using 18%. So like if you look at your hardware and your computer is upwards of like 80-90% of your shit, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So it's like super intensive. 96 gigs of RAM, you're a millionaire. Oh, dude, you have no idea. Look, check, you're gonna trip. MS photography. Watch this. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna show you something. Check this out, broski. Check this out. I literally have like a mortgage payment right here. Ooh. Ooh. I have 2 kits of this right here. Here's another one, but here's another one right here. I wanted to get these in gold. Yeah, I have enough. I'm saving these. I'm either going to sell them at some point if anybody pays me the right amount of money, but I will probably use these to build my future PCs. Yeah, but I have 2 kits, 2 extra kits. And yes, I bought them before the prices went absolutely crazy. So this is literally like literally probably $1,000, $800 a kit, brand new. So this is about $1,500, $1,800 roughly. Director by Drew said, sheesh. Oh, that RAM right there is here. Let's look it up, actually. Let's see. It's called the Trident RAM, and that was 64 gigs. So I used to have 128 gigs. I used to use those 4 sticks, but my computer was unstable. Oh my fucking God, guys. So right now, this is $1,000, dude, per kit. Yeah, so before I had those 4, those 4 sticks in my PC right now, but my computer was unstable. So I bought a kit, a single 2-pack of just 96 gigs, and now my computer runs a lot better. So it didn't work. Only got money for one. Oh my gosh. Tiny. They look nuts. Yeah, they look great in my PC because the crystals are RGB. Too expensive for my eyes. Yeah, I'm too poor to look at them. Me too, bro. Me too. You can buy a brand new camera with that. Yeah, I can. Yeah, for sure. Thank God I build my PC. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I think mine are 6,000 mega transfers. So they're not or I think that's what it was. 6,000 or 62. I can't remember the actual thing. I'd have to look at the specs. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Should I buy the Canon R3 or the R6 III for sports photography? Ooh. If you're specifically doing primarily like 95% doing sports, the R3, dude. Also, watch out because the R3 is coming out with a new model, I think this year. Roboy, I'm thinking about upgrading my R10 to an R6 Mark II, but also want the 70. What to do? I would get the R6 Mark II, and then I would start saving up for new glass after. All right, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, there is, there are people that say like, hey, a new lens is going to really revitalize your images and stuff like that, but there are some very, very big hardware limitations from the Canon R10 to the R6 Mark II. Like the differences in the capabilities of camera is like tenfold better. So are you going to get better images with a nicer lens? Yes, but if whatever it is that you're doing, the Canon R6 Mark II is significantly better. Now, if you're telling me like R10 to like an R7, maybe maybe check out a new lens, but if you're going from such a big jump from here to such a big leap, I would suggest getting the newer camera and then saving up for the newer lens later on. Because it's easy to forget, y'all, that like you don't have to buy everything all at once. Everything that I own, which is a lot of stuff, it took me 6-7 years to get everything. And I'm still eating rice and beans. Big Texas, good morning, man. Happy Saturday. Is it Saturday? Happy Saturday. How's YouTube doing? I did have a YouTube poll up today. Let's see. What type of content do you make? 90% of you do photo and video. 10% of you are streamers and YouTube. 0% of you guys are gym bros. And 0% of you are lifestyle girlies. Is the Nikon Z5 II good for weddings? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Which is the best pocket camera to carry around than carrying a big camera? Probably, I would like the Ricoh GR3. Or is there a GR4? The newest Ricoh, those are pretty cool. I might need to eat only rice because I hope to buy a new camera and a laptop for editing. Yeah, man, sometimes we gotta make sacrifices. Sometimes we gotta make sacrifices, man. And like, I already cut out everything else in my life. Like, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't spend money on going out to eat. The only thing I really spend money on is camera gear, computer equipment, and shit that I like. I buy a lot of courses. I spend a lot of money on courses. A lot of money on courses. I actually need to get back into doing that. Books. I spend a lot of money on books. Shit like that, just reading. Music subscriptions. And when I mean books, I mean like Audible and stuff. So I like listen to a lot of books. I started with my A7 IV, bought the Nifty 50, had some good times with that till I got my 28-70. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it, bro. That's how it goes. Greatness from Maverick. I'm using a Canon 1DX Mark II. Nice, dude. What lens are you using? Greatness from Africa. By the way, guys, if you guys are hanging out on TikTok and you haven't followed already, please consider doing so. I am 250 subscribers away, 250 from 8,000. Really trying to make that 8,000 goal by the end of March. I got 9 days to get there. So I'm in the last sprint. If you're over on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, my goal over there is 4,000 subscribers. And I'm really hoping to get to 4,000 by the end of March. Currently over there, I'm at 3,868. So how many do I need to 4,000? What is that? 132. So I need 132 more followers, subscribers over on YouTube to try to get there. Krusty, thank you for the follow, Krusty. Appreciate it. Problem is I have a wife and daughter, so I can't let them eat only rice. Yeah, you got to make sure that wifey and daughter are happy. You eat rice and beans. They can eat chicken and beef, right? Whatever you got to do, man. Not drinking. Yeah, not drinking, it saves a lot of money too. Do you order food in? Sometimes, but maybe once a month, twice a month, and only when I have the extra cash and I feel like I had a good week. You know what I mean? But I haven't eaten out in a while. I guess when I go to work in the city, I do grab a slice of pizza, but that's like $10, you know, and I only go to work a couple times a week. So that is, I guess, spending money. Oh my God, I could do better. I can sacrifice more, you guys. I can eat more rice and beans. I just got my ZV-E10 Mark II. Sick, dude. 16 to 50. Which lens do you recommend? Now, like prime lens. What do you do, BJs? What do you film? Spend money on things that matter to you. Exactly right, man. Exactly right. Exactly right. Not everybody's as privileged as we are right now, you know? Krusty, I input my R50V to an internal capture card I've had for years, HD Pro by Elgato. Would I benefit from upgrading to the Camlink 4K? If you wanna get 4K footage out of it, yes. But right now I'm filming and all of my cameras are 1080p. So this camera is 1080-30 and this camera is 1080-30. So they're all 1080, and this one up here is also 1080. So I like to show people that 1080 still looks pretty great. Now for 1080, I won't be able to punch in, but I'm not really looking to punch in, and I'm using prime lenses. So unless you really want 4K 60, 1080 is perfectly fine, you know? What's up, Nugs? It's MS Photography. Oh, thank you, MS Photography, Nugs. That's a funny name, bro. Thanks for hanging out, man. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube. I think you'd like some of my videos over there, man. I'm trying to get better at YouTube, trying to make long form videos. Slowly on my grind. Ooh, you got a Sigma 150 to 600. That's perfect for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, man, I also need to keep healthy for sure, because if I get sick, I can't work either. Yep, exactly. Exactly right, man. I'm planning to shoot cinematic short movies. Oh, BJs, you should probably check out for your camera, dude. If you want some inexpensive lenses, I have the ZV-E10. I have it right here, actually. Check it out. These lenses right here from Sure are really, really nice. They're f1.2s. They're not the best lenses in the world, but they are really, really budget friendly. So I recommend, this is my Sony right here, by the way. I do recommend these lenses right here, and I got them on my screen. Guys, I have all of the stuff that I use linked in my bio, and if you're on YouTube, you can find it in the first link in the description. You can buy these as an entire kit that has the 16, the 23, the 30, the 56, and the 75, but you can also buy them individually, of course. And individually, if you buy them individually, they're super cheap. Like $300, $200 for a couple of them. Inactivity detected. Yeah, so these are really, really good and they're pretty inexpensive. Oh, and they also come in 3 colors. Obviously, I got the white, the silver, and then there's the black. But these are cool. So if you're looking for an entire kit that'll cover everything for you, this is probably the way to go. Also, they sell them in 2 kits, 3 kits. A kit that has all 5 of them available, which is what I got. You can get them as a 2-pack or also a 3-pack. My favorite lenses out of this bunch is the 16mm and the 23mm. Those have been fantastic. Really, really nice. I'll give you a review, man. Thank you, Nugs. Appreciate it. For sports photography, do you prefer Sony A1 Mark II or A9 Mark III? Ooh, I don't know. I'd have to look at the specs, but I would probably go for the newest A9, right? Yeah, is the A9 Mark III the newest one? I'd probably go A9 Mark III. I figured in the respective encoding 1080 is crisp for now. 1080 is great, dude. And Krusty, if you're happy with your image, dude, I mean, then again, like these little cam links right here, these are pretty cheap, dude. This is the Elgato one that I use for like emergencies or just like if I'm ever making something. This is, I forget how much these are, cost like $80. And they also, you know, this one is a 4K one, I think. So these are not that expensive. You know, definitely worth the investment. An average guy. Good morning. Good morning. I gotta sleep. Have a good day. Later, bro. Thanks for stopping in, man. Greatness of Africa. I'm watching from Victoria Falls. Learn a lot from you. Appreciate it, bro. Rico GR4. Rico GR4. Thumbs up. Patrick Paradise over on YouTube. Hello. I've been on the Dino Nuggy grind for years. Just picked up an RF. Bro, worth it, dude. Worth it. Dino Nuggies on a plastic plate, right? Oh, man. That is too funny, dude. Yeah, Dino Nuggies, if that's your thing, bro. You know, my thing is rice and beans. Rice and beans, carbs, and a little bit of protein, you know. Oh, man. That's funny. I've been on the Dino Nuggies for years. Oh, shit. That tickled me, Patrick Paradise. That was hilarious. 4K downscale to 1080 in software will always be more crisp, but 4K scaled into 1080 capture card had its interesting moments. Yeah, no, I just shoot. So I have my settings on my camera outputting 1080, 1080/30, 1080/30. But again, I'm not using this, like, I'm not using this footage as a, oh shit, did I stop recording? I've been recording for like 22 minutes. Fuck. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Ever since I did that little unboxing. I don't want to use this footage. I'm not going to be punching into it in post. You know what I mean? Like, I know what this is. Maybe I'll punch in like 10%, you know, like just like a little bit, but I won't be like super punching in. When I do that in post, when I'm editing, then yeah, I'll be in 4K. Evan, wonder if I should get the A7 IV even though the A7 V just released. If you can afford the A7 V, I would get the A7 V, but if the A7 IV is all you can get, then get that, man. The best. Have a little za in your system and eat beans and toast. Beans and toast? I can tell where you're from, bro. I can tell where you're from. Beans and toast. Are the beans warm at least, or do you eat them cold? If you say cold, then I definitely know where you're from. Cold beans on toast has never been, when I see that, when I see those UK blokes, cold tin beans, exactly. Yeah, straight out of the tin. Yeah. When I see those UK blokes putting like beans on potatoes, I'm like, what the fuck? Tuna? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? Oh man. Is FX3 still the best video camera? It's a pretty good camera for sure, man. For sure. In low light, yeah. It's a dream in low light, dude. Camera lover from YouTube, what up? I'm a beginner. I need to shoot 4K video and photos. Is Canon R8 suits me? Yeah, the R8 shoots in 4K 60, like up to 4K 60. It also, I think it also shoots in 1080 120, if I'm not mistaken. No crop, you know. Jethro, what is the best lens for the A7R3 and the A7 IV? 24 to 70. What are your opinions on the Hasselblad? The Hasselblad, the medium format cameras are sick, dude. They're like super expensive though. Super expensive. When I think of Hasselblad, not gonna lie, I think of like Bugatti and like Koenigsegg, like those exotic cars, you know, like just expensive. Expensive to own, expensive to keep, expensive to buy, just expensive. Look at this, Julia. Oh wait, wrong camera. Fuck, my bad. My bad. Here we go. I typed in Hasselblad. Why the fuck did that come up? That's weird. How much is it? X2D100C. Intro video. Why can't I buy it? Can I just buy it? Here we go. $7,400. No problem. It's 1080p in 180. What, for the R8? Yeah. Something like that. I can't remember. I have my R8 somewhere. I never used it in 180 FPS though. Not once. I have a Canon 50D. What would you recommend me to upgrade to? What are you looking at, Ronin Aviation? What lenses do you have? Jethro, thank you for the follow. Jack Gregg from YouTube. Hello from YouTube. What are we doing over on TikTok? 13 viewers, 4 viewers on YouTube. I'm a beginner, want more video focused camera that also takes great shots, something that isn't too expensive. Thinking about the A7 III. Do it. If you can find a good used price on the Sony A7 III, I think 1,200 to 1,000 USD is a decent price. If you can find it any lower than that, I think it's a solid choice. It's a little bit older, but you know, you already acknowledge that that you want something that isn't too expensive. What's a decent camera for reels? I'm a beginner, need it for ads. Oh, sick. Cbus. Your name sounds familiar. I think you've been here before, or I might have seen you somewhere. The R50V, dude. The R50V, this camera right here. This is it, dude. This is the camera. R50V, great budget video. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Roan Aviation. I currently have a Sigma 150 and an 18 to 200. Some other small lenses I need. I would get something like a crop sensor if you're like in aviation. So like, have you looked at the R7? Also, the R7 Mark II is rumored to come out this year, which is going to be probably a really nice sensor. What's better, the R10, R50, or the R7? The R7. Are Sony A6700 better than the A7 III? I think that the A7 6700 has a bunch of other features. I would probably look at the 6700 before the A7 III. I think I would. What do you guys think? A7 III or the A6700? I think I'm going to go for the I would prefer to have a newer camera. The 6700. I think so. Hasselblad equals camera who dentists won't, who don't even know the exposure triangle, shoot Canon, Sony, get 3 times pro gear. I don't think so. I think Hasselblad is a professional camera. I think Hasselblad is for people that have a lot of money, though. I would say that. R50E, R50V. It's on my screen right now. Not 3, 4. Yeah, R7 for sure. Is a used Nikon D700 in excellent condition with 16K shutters for $250 good? I have no idea. I don't look at cameras that are under like $400, unfortunately. $250 sounds like a, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about that. What camera for 1,000 euros? Antoine, what camera are you looking at, bro? I chose the A7C2 over the 6700. Thoughts? I think that's a good choice, dude. A7C2 is sick. I meant 67 versus the A7. Oh, I would get the A7 IV. Is the Canon R7 good for slow-mo video? I don't know I don't know the actual recording. I rarely use this camera. This is the A7 IV, right? Or the R7, I'm sorry. Let's go to the menu. Movie recording size. This shoots in 4K 60. Yeah, this shoots in 4K 60, no crop. And then the high frame rate, it shoots in 1080, 120. High frame rate, disable. Yeah, this shoots 4K 60, no crop. 4K 30, 4K 24, and then 4K fine, which I think is oversampled. I think 4K fine is what, 6K? And it shoots 6K 30 essentially. So yeah, I would say it does great for video. It's a crop sensor though, so keep that in mind. And it shoots 1080 60 and 1080 120. So yeah, R7. Canon R7 right here. Oh, slow-mo video. It shoots 60 and it shoots 60 120. I'm sorry. It shoots 1080 120. R7 versus R8. What do you prefer? Me? I use my R8 more than my R7. But the R7 is a better camera, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like people think they need one, and for almost anything, any of us do. You don't. Yeah. Hasselblad's a luxury, man. Hasselblad, kind of like Leica, is a luxury, and there's a consumer for that. You know, there's an audience, and there's people that have the disposable income that can afford it. It's a luxury. That's what it is, you know. And I don't, me personally, if somebody can afford a Hasselblad or a Leica, I'm happy for it. You know what I mean? That's a cool. I will one day own a Leica, not because I think it's a better camera, but I wanna be in the club. You know what I mean? I want to be like. I want people to. I want when I walk by and people see me with a Leica, they like, oh, this guy. Ooh, you know. I want that feeling. You know what I mean? Not for fulfillment, but I want to experience it, right? So a Hasselblad and a Leica and like those kind of cameras, or a Phase 1. Phase 1's a little different, I guess, but those are luxury cameras. 6-star Ace, thank you for the follow. Just bought an A7 IV as my first camera. Is this a good buy for sports videography? Hell yeah, man. Am I gonna need a DJI RS4 for filming wedding? If you don't know how to use a gimbal, no. But filming wedding photographers, wedding videographers, excuse me, do utilize stabilization of some sort. Yes, they do. They do use stabilization of some sort. Sony cameras. R6 or R? R6 for sure. For sure. A7 V 28. Oh, also the A7R5 is also on sale, you guys. Patrick Paradise, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. I need some horns here. I need some horns. Need some horns. Trying to get to 4,000 subs. I'll get there. R has higher megapixel than the 6. Yeah, but the R6 is a better camera. If you want higher megapixels, get the higher megapixel camera. But if you want the better camera, I would get the R6. EOS R for landscape, R6. Both of them can do either. Wizzy Waddle, thank you. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Happy to help. The R6 was one of my favorite cameras that I ever bought. Yeah. I had to get rid of it though, because I upgraded to the R6 III. And at one point, I had 3 R6s. The R6 I, the 2, and the 3. And I was like, this is getting out of control. I gotta get rid of these. I bought a Canon R100. Ooh, and now I realize I did a mistake. Bro, girl, guys, what am I telling you, man? I say this every time somebody brings up an R100. Everybody that comes into chat is like, I fucked up with the R100. Yeah, the R100, dude, is a regrettable camera. I own one, but I bought it just for like making content and stuff. They're scamming people with the R100, I think, dude. I really think that they do. I really think they do. The R50 is only like $150, $200 more, and it's 1,000 times better, like big time. It sucks that, you know, people fell for the R100, but it is not a good camera. It's too expensive. The R100 needs to be $250, $300. The fact that they're selling it for $500 is wild. Which website tool can I use to deliver photos to clients for free aside from Google Drive? I don't know about free, Archangel. I would just use I guess you could do, what's it called? Dropbox. I think Dropbox has some free tiers. Oh, also WeTransfer. WeTransfer is free up to a certain point. I have a paid subscription to WeTransfer for like unlimited stuff. I forgot how much it costs. I'm subbing, but do you think the C100 is good? The C100, isn't that like super old? I would buy it just to play and play with it and shit. But I think that one's like super old, isn't it? No longer available. Look at this thing. I don't know. It depends on how much you get it for. If it's like a crazy cheap price, I would buy it just for fun, just to have it in the studio. Here we go. Look, $600. Yeah, I'd probably buy this for $600 just to like have it around, you know. This one specifically comes with everything. Yeah, I'd probably buy this, but I think it doesn't shoot in like, I don't think this even shoots in 4K, right? It doesn't even have specs. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how much you get it for. BT and count. You have the C100? What does it shoot in? Does it shoot 4K? DJ Ratchet, what up? I have it and it's good. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. The C100, you have it? Hi, I have a Canon R50V for photography. Is that fine? And my lens is 14. I'm a student. It's good, man. R50V is great. I love the R50V. I have 2 of them. When you color grade, it looks great. Well, it's a cinema camera, you know? So, yeah. ZVE10 over the R50. Ooh, no, I would get the R50 over the ZVE10. Not the ZVE10 II, though. How do you make money from photography? How do I make money from photography? I get hired by people that need photos, either for their, like, parties, events, birthday parties, weddings, marketing purposes for their small business, stuff like that. Are you shooting in 4K right now? No, this is actually 1080p. 1080p. Hi, I have a Canon EOS R50V. It is fine. Yeah, that you want to upgrade that lens eventually. Okay. Comment from YouTube. What up, YouTube?
Hello?
What can you say about the R50? All good things. This is the R50 right here, actually. This camera, R50. This one right here, this is the R10. And then I have one right here that you guys can barely see off frame. This camera right here is the R50V, and I use it for top-down shots to do some like unboxings and stuff. You guys on my YouTube channel are going to see this angle a lot more. Harfer, is the Canon R10 good for documentary vlogging? Yeah, hell yeah. You just got to get a good lens. I actually made you guys a little vlogging setup. Check this out. You guys will like this. This right here is my R50V. And I made this little rig yesterday. So it's a little side handle. And I set the camera up vertically for like, what's it called? Vlogging. And then I can use it. And then whenever I want to film something that I'm looking at, I turn it around like this. And now it's like facing the other way. And then I can turn it back to me and continue vlogging. This handle is pretty cool because it lets me like, you know, rotate it in any direction, you know, that I want. 360 degrees. So it's kind of cool. I just made it the other day just for funsies. And this is what it looks like here. This mic, I am going to probably change out this mic, or you know what I'll do? I'll probably change it so that it's not sticking out so much like this, maybe. Because it's like protruding a lot. So it rotates just like that on one axis. And then whenever I'm vlogging, I can be like those guys. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. You know, like those cool guys that vlog. Mercia Breeks, thank you for the follow. Hello, can you follow this account with and about Lego? Thank you very much. I don't do follow for follow. Thanks for asking though. Real estate photography equals win? Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You can make money all kinds of ways with photos, man. Creating content is great, dude. Hi, I have an R50V. It is fine. You've asked that question several times, Kay. What camera is similar to the FX3? The A7S III and the ZVE1 all have the same sensor. R8 over the R10? I would choose the R8 over the R10, yeah. BT and audio mixing. What up? I modded it with a Magic Lantern. It can shoot 4K. Okay, cool. Harfer, is the Sigma 18 to 50 fine? And what is the max ISO that you would go on it? I don't know. I don't know max ISO. I don't really shoot in dark environments. 18 to 50 f 2.8 Sigma is nice though. What do you prefer, Canon or Sony? Canon for sure. Is the RF 34 to 105? Probably 24 is what you mean. No, that lens is pretty awful. Hello. Is the Astro A50 good headphones? I don't know what those headphones are. I was thinking about picking up the R50V for a third angle for a podcast gigs. Do you know how the color science matches to the R6 III and the R5? It shoots in. Are you shooting in C-Log? They're pretty close. Every sensor is going to be a little different, but if you're in Canon color standard profile, it should be close. You're not going to have like a headache trying to match it. You know what I mean? But it would be great for a third angle for sure. I think you can build out a full podcast scene with nothing but R50Vs, bro. I think for people that are just getting into podcasting and want to build out like a home studio, bro, if you get a bunch of R50Vs, you're going to be set. Get like 4 of these, 3 of these, $600 each. Get some great lenses, some Sigma lenses. You're set, dude. You got everything you need for a great looking podcast. And they're so easy to use, you know? Harford, thanks. Really appreciate your content. I hope you blow up soon. Thank you, Harford. Make sure to subscribe if you're not, bro. I do appreciate you hanging out for a little while. What are some good streamer PC speakers? I don't know. I use these ones, though. I think I have my desk set up. I'm not really big into audio, but I do own these ones, I think. Do I have, yeah, these ones. Audio Engine. I bought like 3 sets of these. Oh, back then they didn't have color. Excuse me. I have a black and white, but now they have a bunch of color. Look at these. Ooh. I would probably get like... I'd probably get the red ones now. But yeah, these are the ones that I'm currently using right now, and I have another one, and then I have another set in a box for another setup that I never set up. For me, Sony for video, photo for Canon. Yeah, that works out too. Three sets, my guy. Yeah, I have multiple computer setups. I have one here. I have one actually right behind me. That one's a little bit of a mess. And then I have another one in my living room that I call my studio, which I'm actually going to be setting up today because I'm going to be doing some content over there. I don't know yet if I'm going to be live streaming over there, but over there I want to make YouTube videos. What camera you recommend for photo booth? I actually don't know much about photo booths. I don't know what all you need. Jonathan, what's a full frame camera you would recommend for around 2K? 2K. What are you trying to do with it? Probably the R6 Mark II or the A7 IV. Those are about 2K. Yeah, those are nice hybrid cameras too. 3 sets, my guy. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I like them. They're cheap. They're easy to set up. And they sound great. You know, I'm not an audio head though, so why everybody hates Nikon? Nikon did it to themselves. We don't blame the people that hate Nikon. We hate Nikon. Nikon does it to themselves, dude. New to videography, want to buy an A7 IV and A7C II. Want to use it for vlog. Might for work in the future. Yeah, the A7 IV is nice, dude. Get the A7 IV. Is the Sigma 28-70 lens wide angle, or what lens should I get for wide angles to stream the whole? I would get something a little wider than a 28 for sure. Sony Alpha 5 or R6? The Alpha 5. Chase Wales, which camera brand is your favorite? Canon. Canon, 100% Canon. Canon is number 1. Mainly car photography, videography. Yeah, I would do either the R6 Mark II or the A7 IV. Forel, is Canon R50 a good option for beginner content creator and streamer? I would buy the R50V, not the R50. Would you ever add a grip to the R5? No. I don't really need a grip. Maybe. If I can find it cheap. It's a little too expensive, though. How much is it anyways? Now that I remember. I remember it being like $600. $400. There's this one that's just like a battery grip, but then they also sell ones that are like the fan. I don't know where those are. Maybe we have to go to Canon USA. Yeah, there's one that has like a fan. Is it this one? I like the one that had the fan. That's the one I'm trying to find. I thought that was a cool one, but I'd have to check them out. I don't know which one is like the one I'd like. Jesus. Jesus Christ. God bless me. What camera should I get for IRL streaming and backpack? Should I get the live view? I don't know nothing about IRL streaming. I don't know what those guys use. I would get whatever those guys are using. What camera do they typically use? Hello, is Sony 64 still in for 2026? Yeah, it's still good. YK Oreo, you gotta stop spamming, bro. You asked the same question multiple times over and over. If you keep spamming, I'm just gonna block you. That goes for everybody. Same to you, Bry Kobe. What Sigma lens for everyday adventures for woods and wide open fields? Seahawk, what camera do you have, Seahawk? ZVE-10 Mark II or Fuji XM5 for cinematic vlogs? Ooh, I'd probably get the ZVE for video. ZVE-10 II. The XM5 is kind of cool though. R50V, oh cool. I love the R50V. You want like a wide angle lens? I'd probably go with the 10 to 18. The 10 to 18 or the 18 to 50. These two. By the way, guys, you guys can find all of my gear. If you're on TikTok, you can find it on my profile page. The way you find it is by going to my profile picture. The first link in the bio is the Amazon Selects, and here you guys can see all of my gear categorized from everything that I use, from my YouTube setup to all my cameras to all my lenses. The lenses that I recommend for, who was that? Seahawk. The Sigma lenses are right here, 10 to 18 and the 18 to 50. Very, very nice. I'm planning to do cinematic vlogs mixed with some photography if possible. Cool. And a bit of photo, a little bit. Thanks. No problem. No problem, Seahawk. Make sure to use the links if you can. Appreciate it. Would you recommend on what camera body? Hi, I'm Barry. On a full frame, 35 is really nice. On a crop sensor, if you want to do vlogs with that, it's a little tight for a full frame. Mute Invalids is asking, what Canon lens would you recommend for nature photography? Currently running a 18 to 35 on my Canon 7D. For nature photography? What's wrong with your 18 to 135? Do I get a Sony ZV-E10 or a Nikon Z50 for video and a bit of photos? Either is fine. Either is fine. How much is the Z52? It's about the same, right? What I would do for you is I would go to B&H. I would type in the Sony ZV-E10 add it to the compare, and then I would type in the Nikon Z52, and I would just see which one I like more. So the Nikon is cheaper, the Sony has more megapixels, same crop factor. Ooh, this has a mechanical shutter. That's kind of interesting. This one probably has more video features though. Ooh, look at this, 30 FPS versus 11. Does this have a viewfinder? Oh yeah, and this has a viewfinder, dude. Yeah, that has a viewfinder, so that's like a big deal. This, both of them shoot pretty good. Yeah, but this has more video features if you want more codecs and shit. Both of them have single US SD slot. Yep. Monitor, this one has a slightly better monitor, slightly, barely. This has a viewfinder. Yep. So that's pretty cool. I don't know, man. I think I'd get the Sony if I'm doing just video though. This Nikon Z52 is kind of cool though, not gonna lie. Hi, could you help me get a camera and good lens for streaming? Thank you. What are you looking at, Will? I like the R50V, man. I like this one right here. Planning on using it on ZV-E10 or the XM5? Yeah, I don't think I'd like that lens for crop sensor for vlogs. I think I'd want like a 24 or a 16 millimeter. What's the best budget videography camera? Can take some nice pics too. This one, the R50V. $49 Ren. Which one is better for live streaming, selling clothes, and taking A6400 or the ZV-E10 is a better. The ZV-E10 2. What budget lens do you recommend? What's your budget? If you want like a vlogging lens, like something that is like vlogging, there's no better lens for the crop sensor world than the Sigma stuff, in my opinion. The Sigma stuff is really great. This one is really nice. 17-40. Yeah, those are really nice options too. But the 18, the 50 is nice. The 10-18 is really nice. All of those are really cool. What's the Canon camera you recommend again? You guys can find the links in my bio, in my profile picture. All you got to do is hit my TikTok profile page, and then it's the first link in the bio, and then it's the top link called TMV Amazon Selects. And then here you guys have all of the cameras, my cameras. I own all of these cameras, and the camera that I recommend is the R50V. For like beginner videographers, this is the camera they should buy. Dynasty 9000, what up? Best budget lens is a 70 G Master f2. Do they sell an f2? What's better for talking heads and shorts? Depends on the lens, Trazier, but both of those cameras will be fine. I have the Sony ZV-E10 good cam. Hell yeah, dude, it's a great cam. No, I wouldn't tell anybody to get a ZVE10. The ZVE10 II. I want to buy an Olympus. That's crazy. I've never seen anybody own an Olympus. I don't know anything about drones, Fizz, unfortunately. I don't do much droning. Thoughts on the XM5? I like the XM5. Hi, I'm Barry. I would just pick one, bro. Just pick one. Pick one and do it. And go for it. Just do it, bro. Just do it. You're spending too much time thinking about these. Pick one. Make a decision. Buy it. Comparing the Canon and the ZVE10 II, why would you recommend the Canon? Because the Canon is $600, $620, and the ZVE10 II is $1,200, so it's literally twice as much. And the ZVE10 II is not twice as much camera. And this is coming from somebody that owns both of them. Like here is the ZVE10 II. And here is the R50V right here. I actually own two of these cameras. This is the R50V right here. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. What do you think about Panasonic over Sony? I like some Panasonic cameras, but Sony's depends on the features that you really want. Like if you really want like open gate and you're on a budget, like if you're on a budget, you should go to Panasonic. For real. They have some really nice stuff over there. Is the quality on the ZVE better than the ZVE10? I think they're about the same. Man. They have similar sensor megapixels. The ZVE10, it's $1,200. It does have a bigger battery, and it does have like pretty snappy autofocus. But the autofocus on the Canon R50V is fantastic. I like your advice on picking one and buying it, but wife doesn't. You gotta just do it, dude. You gotta just fucking do it. You know, you gotta make a decision. He doesn't like the R50V, Big Texas? I figure she'd love the R50V. It's perfect. It's perfect. Panasonic Lumix won't break your wallet. Exactly. Dynasty 9000. Santino, you think switching system from Fuji X-H1 to a Lumix would be good? I have no idea, Santino. Lumix is cheap, expensive. It is cheap. Is there any good autofocus lens for video? There are tons of good autofocus lenses. I have a Canon 5D Mark II. Okay. Is this good photography? I don't know about video. For those of you guys just joining over on TikTok, welcome in. We're just trying to answer as many questions about camera questions as possible. If you're here and you haven't been here before, consider following this account. I go live often, just trying to help you make a camera purchasing decision. Chances are that you guys already know what camera you want to buy. You just need permission. And I'm here to give you that permission. Buy the fucking camera. Just do it. Just do it. She does, but she doesn't want to spend money on it. I'd rather do her nails and lashes. Yeah, that checks out, dude. That checks out. Priorities, man. Priorities, bro. 5D Mark II can install Magic Lantern or not? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't really like hacking my cameras. That doesn't sound like a good idea to me. What lens would you suggest me for the ZVE10 Mark II Cinematics 2-300? Probably the Sirui lenses. These Sirui lenses are pretty nice. And you can find them pretty cheap. But here's the thing, like a lot of you guys want like the best of the best of the best. but you don't have no money. When you have no money, you don't get to pick what you want, man. You get to pick what's available. That's the thing. These are pretty cheap though, and they're pretty decent. They're Chinese lenses, but they work nice. I own all of them. If I wanted to pick one, it can only have one. I would probably do either the 16 or the 23 millimeter. Big Texas, am I right? Am I right, bro? Am I right or am I wrong? Like, what's the best camera for $250? I'm like, bro, like, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Like, what do you think of this 20-year-old camera for $150? I'm like, fuck's sake, dude, just buy it, bro. Just fucking buy it, dude. Shepo, thank you for the follow, Shepo. God bless you, man. Magic Lantern is hacking. I'm sorry, I really don't know about it. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Magic Lantern, you're trying to like override and like add some different software into the... I could be wrong, but it doesn't... I think it is. It's like, I've heard some people brick their cameras by doing it. I think just buy the camera that you need, you know? I need something compact for traveling. Okay. Just your kit lens and learn the rest of us. Just your kit lens and learn like the rest of us. Yeah. Yeah, you got to learn like the rest of us. Can a Canon 70D still be good in this day? I've never tried it, but probably. Big Texas says you are right. Big Texas, you've been here long enough that some of these comments, you know, I appreciate all of them and grateful for all of you here, but come on, bro. Fuck's sake, dude. It's like, what's the best zoom lens for taking photos of something that's a mile away? I only have $400. Like, come on. Doesn't work like that, kids. Doesn't work like that. Camera gear is expensive, man. That's why, unless you're like actively making money or you have a lot of disposable income like Big Texas, this stuff can be very, very, very expensive. One of the reasons why I chose camera gear and like learning about content creation, learning about photography, videography, is so that I could make money with these tools, because I don't treat my cameras as like a hobby, like something that I do as a hobby. It's fun and it can be a hobby, but I treat them as tools to create an income, you know, because camera gear, lenses, cameras, lights, mics, all of that pays me a salary. You know, it puts food on the table. It pays for my rent. And that's how I treat my camera gear. So when I see something that costs $2,000, $3,000, I look at it not as an expense. I look at it as an investment to potentially get higher paying jobs or different kind of jobs that bring in more revenue into my household. You know what I mean? I want to be live where the cam is showing my hand and arm when game, not face. My budget is craving for sleep. I have no idea what you just asked, bro. If you have a $50 to $100 Euro budget, man, I would just say use your cell phone or use a webcam. Yeah, if you want to just stream, use a webcam. And you don't have no monies, go for a webcam. Dr. Papusa Poppy. I could go for a Papusa right now. You like Young Now lenses? I've never used any, but they're like cheap Chinese lenses. Cheap Chinese lenses, you know, you get what you pay for. What was I looking at? Sony before. I was looking at Sony cameras. Yeah, I was looking at the Alpha A7R5 full frame is on sale, $900 off. The A7 IV is $2,200 right now. Not too bad. The A7C II is the same price, is actually more expensive than the A7 IV right now. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty crazy to me. The A1 II, $7,000. Ooh, look at this. A7 III, $1,700. A7CR, fuck, dude. That's expensive too. I'm eventually want to make money with them, but not sure what I want to do. Not good with people. It's kind of tough, Big Texas. It's kind of tough, man. If you don't have good soft skills, broski, you gotta have good soft skills. It just really depends on what kind of photos you like to take, man. If you get good into like wildlife photography, you still got to work with people regardless, though, you know? What kind of laptop would you recommend for editing? Nothing major. Editing, 1K, nothing crazy. You could probably get away by getting like the new Neo, the MacBook Neo, if you like MacBooks. But there's a bunch of options for laptops. Just for photo editing, yeah, you can find a lot. 1K is pretty good. 1K is pretty good. So you can find a lot of stuff. Yeah, you can find a lot of stuff. Let's see, laptops, 1K. Samsung makes them pretty decent. Yeah, any of these are gonna be good. 1,000 is a solid budget. I'd get like a nice thin and light, you know. A MacBook would be great. But actually, you know what? The Neo might be just perfect for you. You know, that's like $600. It's a nice build quality. It is a very, very inexpensive laptop. It is just like a cell phone, like a big cell phone. But anything in between 700 and 1,000, you can edit photos on. So at that point, I would be looking at something that is like, just got hot in my room. Let me open up this window here. Ooh, that feels nice. Anything between 700 and 1,000. At that point, if you're in that range, just find something that you like in terms of portability. Something like a thin and light, you know. You're looking for an i7 or an i9. Yeah, you have tons of options there. The colors are nice too. Yeah, so just for like simple girly things, definitely the Neo I think is a great little option. Bro, just saw your backpack behind the scenes and it's sick. My backpack? What backpack? In reality, do you think I can find and trade my DSLR 5D Mark IV equal value mirrorless cam to the EOS? I don't know. I have no idea, Mike D. I would try though, why not? I'm talking about posing them. I can socialize just fine. Oh, that just takes practice, bro. Big Texas. That just takes practice. I have books on posing. I've read books on posing, reviewed books on posing, taken courses on posing. So you can learn all that stuff. And then you learn by also shadowing somebody. So if you have an opportunity to meet somebody that's a portrait photographer or a photographer that does what you want to do, ask them if they can shadow you. And sometimes you have to pay. You know, sometimes you have to pay, and then you can learn from other people. So all that stuff, and it's worth. They're called styled shoots. So if you can look up in your area for anybody that's doing any kind of styled shoots, because they're great for They're great for portfolio building. So here we go. Yeah, we just Googled styled shoots. So a styled shoots are curated, collaborative, and staged photo shoots designed to mimic real world weddings or events. So you can have a styled shoot of like a bunch of models, and all that it is it's a group of people that hire models, book locations, set up all the props, and do all of the heavy lifting, and then they sell tickets, and you as a photographer can buy these tickets, and then you come in and then you can get to participate in all of these different scenes with different models, different looks, different backgrounds, different environments, and you get to network. So if you can look up in your area, I live in a major city, so it's easy for me to find a styled shoot. There's ones for like fashion, there's ones for weddings. And what people do to build their portfolio is that they actually go to styled shoots and they take photos. They pay like 150, 250, 400, 500, depending on how many people the host takes on. I would say anywhere between $150 to $300, I think, is probably a good budget. And then you get to be there for like 2, 3, 4 hours, and you learn from everybody, you know. So that's what I would do. And that's how it goes to like posing, because I've worked with people that are not models, and I've worked with people that are professional models, and working with models is a million, not 10 times better, not 1,000 times better. It's a million times better working with people that know what they're doing, for obvious reasons, right? And like, I did learn a lot from working with models that are actually models that I took with me, that when I interact with somebody that isn't a model, I can give them some tips about posing. Would you recommend Fujifilm X-E5 as a first camera? Yeah, sure. Backpack YouTube video. I can't remember which backpack I did a YouTube video on. I think I've done a couple, actually. What's the camera you use? Hi, Sydney. Right now on TikTok, I'm using a Canon R10. Hi, I have a Nikon D34 and I want to upgrade. Was looking to get the Nikon Z6. Is that hell yeah, dude? Nikon Z6 III is fire, bro. There is a styled shoot. What is it called in Philadelphia? One that I've wanted to go to. What is it? Styled shoots in Philly. I've wanted to go to, but I've never really like had the opportunity or had the. Let's see. Let's go to Instagram. What is it called? Somebody was in here talking about it the other day. Philly Create, I think is what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Maybe it's not called that. Oh, this is the guy right here. Yeah, this is the guy, I think. Maybe it's not the guy. But anyways. My own media. Style shoots are cool. Really create? I thought that's what it was called. Anyways. Big Texas. Oh, talking about backpacks, I got the pneumatic sling, the 8-liter. Nice. Yeah, I think I have the 8-liter. I also have the bigger one. They're nice, dude. The 8-liter's a little tiny. But if you need something small, that one's a really good bag too. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe it was Philly Create. Yeah, it was this one. 4 hours. Whoo, this one's expensive. Oh, but this is just for the location. Anyways. Yeah, renting out some space is always cool. This is the guy that I'm talking about. Really create shop. Can I bring my own vendors? C50 or FX3? I have the C50. I would pick the C50. I got it in LA, needed something small for Universal Studios. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, the 8 liters nice. One lens, one camera, nothing much, you know, memory cards, maybe some batteries. I use my 12 liter, I think I have, for my drone, not drone, my gimbal. I have an A7 III. How do you think about the A7 III Sony? I think it's a good camera. I just sold my Canon R7 for the A7 IV. It's so nice. Yeah, that's a nice jump. A7 IV is nice. How do we do today? 66. Later on, actually in a couple of hours, I'm probably going to go live in one of my other formats over here, where I'm just going to point the camera down at my tabletop. Those lives were crazy, dude. Crazy. Sony A7 IV, the A7C II, and why? I'd probably get the A7 IV for dual memory cards. Better heat management. Hello, how are ya? Good morning. What time is it? It's almost the afternoon, actually. Good morning. I got my lens 70 to 200. Nice. Matt, thank you for the follow, Matt. Appreciate it. YouTube world. 3 viewers over in YouTube. Good. That's good. Over here too. It's a good Saturday morning. It's nice today. I might go outside, actually. Might go for a walk. I'll have to see what the temperature is. I might go for a walk here. Are the no, the trees are all still bare. Those the Nova 5s? Those the Nova 5s or the 7s? I don't know. How do I tell? I have no idea. I got them a couple years ago. So I don't know. I'd have to look. I would have to look. I can tell you. Actually, it's in my kit. So let me see. Let's find out. My workstation. Let's see. Nova 7. So these are the ones that I bought here. Nova 7. But I bought these a while ago. I think they were more money back then. I bought them a long time. Ooh, look, they have pink. Yeah, I have the black ones. I think these are it. I'm pretty sure. Do they look like it? Yeah, they look like it. Those look a little different. Oh, mine might be a Gen 1. It says these are Gen 2s. Arctis Nova. Is that the same thing? I know mine says Arctis. Yeah, these are the same. Probably. I don't know. I just bought the ones that were like the best rated. Something is wrong with your live on my internet. Your internet is messed up. I'm walking on my treadmill, opening my garage, looking outside. Oh, that's nice, dude. How's the weather? Where are you, Dynasty, by the way? I'm in Philly, so I just opened up the window. The skies are blue. I looked out to see if there are any trees, and it is shitty. I was gonna go take some photos at the park, but if it's all ugly, there's probably no animals, but I'll probably go take a lap real quick. Ricardo, the video quality is like different today. Did you change? No, I just got my window open. I got some natural light coming in. Canton, Ohio. Got it. Yeah, I'm in Philadelphia. Shepo. What up, Shepo? Hey, dude, is it normal to think I'm bad at photography when I have an older camera? Yeah. You got to get past your own limiting beliefs, broski. 50 degrees? What is it here? 54 degrees for me. Mostly sunny. Yeah. 50 degrees in the wintertime feels kind of nice though, not gonna lie. 50 degrees in the summertime though is cold. It's Zane. What up, Zane? Yeah, 54 over here, mostly sunny. But in my room it's 79 degrees because of all these fucking lights actually. I do have a lot of lights turned on, so I'll kill those. We got 90 today. Where are you? Probably California, Texas. 78 in Texas. That feels nice over there. 78 in Texas is nice. Dallas. Oh, Big Texas is in Texas. I don't think he's in Dallas though. All right, y'all. My time is up. Everybody that was hanging out here in TikTok land and YouTube, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. If you are on TikTok and haven't followed already, now is your opportunity. Over on YouTube land, if you haven't subscribed, thank you so much for hanging out. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to get to 4,000. I'll be back later on. I'll be back live on TikTok. I'm going to be doing my older formats where I'm just kind of answering people's questions because I'm really trying to get to 8,000 followers over on TikTok, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to fucking get it. All right, y'all. Be good. Deuces.